Welcome to Computer Art Man's blog. Hi, I'm Jeff Mueller, Computer Art Man, and this is the week of April 24th. It's Sunday, it's Easter Sunday. Happy Easter to everybody. Also happy spring and happy Passover to everybody out there. But this week, what I'm going to do on the blog is I'm really excited because the show, the New York group show, which I went into a little bit of details last time, I basically have become a sponsor of it, and the show is basically through Kickstarter. The information, if you go on Twitter, at NY Group Show, and then all the information is also on my website, www.computerartman.com. If you go there, I'm going to be supporting the show in a couple different ways. One, I've actually become a backer of the show. For a $25 donation, it gives you a say-so, it gives you an invite to the after party. There's a lot of stuff happening, but the way that the show is going to work is, first, there's going to be 30 artists of all the artists chosen, and they're going to be chosen by the backers of the show. If you donate 20, you have a say-so. And then, in the end of the 30 artists chosen in 6 different cities, of all those artists, 5 are actually going to have a show in New York in late October. I am starting my kickoff. I want to be one of the 5 artists in New York City. I do. I really want this. So, what I'm offering on my website is the chance that if you sign up as a backer and hopefully vote for me, but I will do it for anybody who signs up as a backer through me, I want to make sure that I'm offering a free 8x10 limited edition signed print and free shipping in the United States. So if you sign up, just come up, all the instructions are on my website, but basically it's a choice of any print, and here's an example off my Etsy site. That ability, if you go to www.computerartman.com, all the instructions are there. This is one print that's available, and then I've got a couple other ones. Here's another one, that's Greta Garbo, and then airbrushing that I did, and then I also have photographs there. Here's an example of the top of the Empire State Building, but there's photographs from San Diego, New York City, all that type stuff, and it's all there. I'm offering it, it's free, I'll ship it to you, and hopefully you'll support the arts, and also you'll support me to be able to get to New York City. That's what my drive is. Now, there's a couple other things that I'd like to express about my personality. There's a couple things. I love sports. I love baseball, football mainly, Green Bay Packers. Everybody knows that. I've expressed that. But also, there's something in the last probably last summer that until recently, it was illegal in the whole world. And it's been legalized. And it's, as far as an artist goes, it's been something quite phenomenal. Exciting. It's kind of something different. It is of an alcoholic beverage, so you have to drink responsibly, and you must be 21 to consume it. But me and Xavier,
hello everyone,
have been when we actually went to New Orleans together, and when we were down in New Orleans, we discovered this place called the Old Absinthe House, and we had heard about absinthe, and we said, oh, we gotta try it. Well, when we were in New Orleans, we tried it. And it really was a different type of experience. The way that you can express it, and I'll go first and then I'll have Xavier expound on that, is that you basically consume it. It doesn't take a lot. It's a high alcohol content, but it's mixed with a lot of herbs. And one of the herb extracts that comes out of distilling the Grande wormwood tree is Pasion, and there's a little bit in it, not a lot, and it has unique effects. The way I describe it is you get all the good effects of the alcohol, but you basically keep all your senses. Instead of becoming sluggish and uncoordinated, it makes you sharp and more coordinated. to some extent. So as far as artists throughout history, they've always used it because it's a great thing to try. You can paint and you can write on this, and actually it does affect your creative process in a positive manner. It's just something to try, but it's something that, you know, from time to time, me and Xavier, you know, we try, and he has his own opinions on it too, so I'm gonna let him talk a little bit about it.
First off, when we were in New Orleans, that was just a great time, and we were in a very festive mood, and I had in the back of my mind I wanted to try absinthe since it became legal in this country again in 2007. And the main reason it was made illegal, and it was actually made illegal in 1912, 8 years before Prohibition, was it was rumored to have hallucinogenic effects and cause other problems. But you have to remember, people were doing other substances then, and Jeff may or may not get into that when he talks a little bit about his thoughts on baseball. But you know, back around the turn of the century, people used laudanum freely, and that was a morphine opiate extract medicine sold over the counter. People used snuff, which had the same compounds as coca leaves. It was more or less like cocaine. And of course, marijuana was legal and widely used. So I think if there were any hallucinations, that's what caused it. But I will say this, that's all I'd ever heard about absinthe. As Jeff said, we sat down and had some. I had the first glass, and really I think the only hallucination was the fact that we thought 19 bucks a glass was a good deal. But what struck me is about halfway through the second glass, I turned to my wife and I said, I have not felt like this since I had been in a bad car accident in the early 80s. And they shot me up with something called Vistaril. I just told her I felt like I was flying. And when we went back to the hotel, as I've said, and Jeff's laughed about it before, I felt like I was a helium balloon in the Macy's parade, and I was being, led on a tether back to the hotel by my wife. And I hadn't heard anything. I didn't know what Grand Wormwood was or anything, but absinthe gets its name from the main botanical that's used in its production, and that is Artemisia absinthium, or Grand Wormwood. And apparently what happens in the production process, be it in the distillation or the curing or whatever, a compound called Pasion is liberated. And it is not a hallucinogen, it is indeed a neurotoxin. And again, I know the effect that I had at the old Absinthe House in New Orleans was real because I had heard of none of that at that time. This is after the fact research. And Jeff is right, it gives you a certain clarity, and combined with the other botanicals that are in absinthe, such as ginger and fennel and a few other things, you don't get the burning in your stomach that you normally would if you were drinking 130 proof alcohol or higher. Now, the one thing to remember, as Jeff said, just because you think you're clear doesn't mean you can go operating machinery or motor vehicles or firearms or anything dangerous. This is to be designed, the only thing you want to operate perhaps is your couch and the remote to your TV, and that's about it. But it does give you an unusual clarity that you don't have with other alcohols.
Yes. It tastes like black licorice or black jelly beans based off how you do it. There's a lot of information online. That's what we did. So if you're interested, check it out. All you gotta do is...
And if you're over 21.
Yes.
If you're over 21 and it's legal in your area.
But it's something that has pretty much motivated me overall through like the almost last year, that it's been pretty fun. And we both agree that's right there. We've had some good times. All right, well, that's it for this week. Next week I'm going to be covering I'll update on the New York group show, and I'll probably be covering baseball. So go out and create something great.
Good night, everyone.